Man in Albuquerque is fighting for his life this morning after being hit by a car. It happened last night around 9 o'clock. Police say a car going east on Central had just crossed the intersection at Moon Street when they say it struck the pedestrian. He was taken to the hospital in critical condition. Investigators say he was not using a crosswalk and was in a poor lit area. The driver is not facing any charges. Another pedestrian accident from overnight. This one involves two girls that were hit by an SUV. Albuquerque police say the girls were standing near a bus stop when a Ford Expedition jumped a curb near Central and Eubank around 11:30 last night. Cops say the SUV then took off. The girls were taken to the hospital, but they are expected to be okay. The Albuquerque Police Department has been hit with yet another lawsuit, but this one is unlike other lawsuits. This one deals with how they treat people who are mentally ill. The family of Christopher Torres is suing APD. An attorney tells us that their 27-year-old son was shot by a police officer back in 2011. She says Christopher Torres, who was taking meds for schizophrenia, was startled when two officers in plain clothing went to arrest him. Now, police officials say Torres reached for an officer's gun, which is what led to one of the officers to shoot Torres, and says that the two officers didn't know about Torres' mental illness. But the Torres family attorney says they should have.
They told APD that if they ever had any encounters with their son, that they should contact their son's family or his psychiatrist.
The lawsuit claims APD did nothing to address the problem until after the Torres shooting. We now know the man charged with threatening Governor Susana Martinez will go to trial in November.
Please ask the governor why she refuses to enforce laws that protect my children. Please ask her. Thank you.
That was 61-year-old James Sanchez speaking as he was walking out of court yesterday. Sanchez is upset because he says some cows are continuing to roam near his home in Belen, and he claims the livestock board and the governor won't help him. He is charged with misdemeanor telephone harassment. Cops say he left voicemail threats against the governor and her staff. Sanchez remains locked up. Lawmakers are looking into whether the state's child abuse law might be too broad. Take Sandra Rodriguez Miramontes' case. She is charged in the death of her nephew after police say she left the 2-year-old in a hot car for hours outside of a daycare. But a similar case is still pending. 2 years ago, Stephanie Piñon left her 2-year-old daughter in a sweltering minivan. The daughter died. Piñon hasn't been indicted for it. Now, lawmakers want clarification on when an incident like this is considered a crime or not.
The question before us is, are you guys going to make that decision based on some policy and some dialogue and some community input, or do we have to make that decision for you and delineate word for word in the statute what's a crime and what's not?
So Representative Maestas doesn't think people should be charged if they leave kids in a car by accident. Lawmakers say it's an issue that should be brought up during the legislative session. Pigeon waste. It can be unsafe and can be quite a nuisance to clean up, but should it be against the law to feed the birds? That's what the city of Rio Rancho discussed at a meeting last night. News 13's David Romero is live in the Newsplex with details. David, good morning.
Good morning, Elizabeth. The ordinance proposition says the waste from the birds has become enough of a nuisance that they want anyone who feeds those pigeons to be cited. But it will take another meeting to approve that. Now, this comes on the heels of complaints from residents at a previous city council meeting. Complaints that there's too much pigeon waste and that they're attracted by people feeding them. Now, the ordinance proposition says that the waste damages property and could potentially sicken people. And it goes on to say that police can search property with owner consent if the feral pigeons have become a nuisance near the homes. We found a number of birds at one shopping center parking lot, but concern from residents is still mixed on how to deal with them.
I don't think that there's a problem with pigeons. If somebody's having a problem with pigeons, then that needs to be addressed separately.
And they're really a nuisance because they'll just come and nest on your roof and then all the drippings and all that stuff are nasty.
Quite nasty. Now, last night the City Council held the first reading of the proposed ordinance. Again, that decision will likely come at next week's meeting. Elizabeth, back to you.
All right, I guess we'll have to stay tuned for that. David, it's an interesting one. Thank you. By the way, that wasn't the only animal issue on the list last night. City councilors also discussed some controversial laws, one having to do with reversing a ban which kept pet stores from selling dogs and cats.